Nigerian government had given a condition for the release of Mazi Kanu, citing that whosoever that will stand as the guarantor for the release of Mazi Kanu to be granted bail must persuade him to drop the agitation of the Biafran state or nation. Well, Mazi Kanu, prior to this time, have said it is needless asking him to drop the agitation of Biafra, which is inspired by the peace, equity, and justice for his own people to preserve their cultural and heritage and prosperity that is being faced the risk of extinction, humiliation, suppression, and subjugation within the Nigerian state. Asking him to drop Biafra cause is simply asking him to denounce the existence of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the Almighty Elohim, to begin to bow to the devil. It's as simple as that. So asking him to drop the agitation of Biafra is an invitation for destruction, which is not acceptable by him. He went further to say that he has crossed the Rubicon and is a point of no return. The agitation for the restoration of the Biafran state remains sacrosanct and it is not subject to argument. Now, which of the Nigeria do you want him to embrace if he has to drop the agitation for Biafra? Is it the same Nigeria, even those who fought for the Nigerian unity as they claim, that led to the most brutal civil war or genocidal war that over 5 to 10 million people lost their lives, including children that were starved to death? Is it the same Nigeria like the likes of General Gawan Yakubu, who no longer defend? Is it the same Nigeria like Danjuma, Jeffrey Danjuma, asked his own people to take up arms in defense of themselves? It is the same Nigeria that even the current president of Nigeria 30 years ago said he did not believe in one Nigeria. Which of the Nigeria, even when Nigeria was an Eldorado 30 years ago, would be seen to be an Eldorado, let alone now, where even Nigerians are no longer proud to identify themselves as Nigerians? Of course, citing different countries and different personalities have said, why should we continue to answer the name Nigeria? Now, the same Nigeria that Olusegun Obasanjo, the former head of state, said that Nigeria is teaching towards a failed state, is confirmed under the watch of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president, to be a failing state. Is it a Nigeria that is being overrun by militias, by Fulani herders, overrunning several communities and sacking them, destroying them, and replacing, reoccupying the same regions, and yet the government has failed to address this myriad of problem? Is it the same Nigeria that people are living in IDPs for close to a decade or more, that they have not returned or reintegrated into the society or their ancestral homes? Is it the same Nigeria you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, to accept or embrace? Is it the same Nigeria where even farmers can't go to farm, even where farmers are being killed, raped to death, hacked to death? I mean, their crops and the oil investment running to millions or billions is being destroyed without even the perpetrators being brought to book. Is it the same Nigeria where people will be sleeping at home only to see themselves in their own pool of blood, dead? Is it the same Nigeria you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept by dropping Biafra? Is there anything wrong with this system? Is there anything wrong with some people who, because of the privilege they enjoy now, they tend to forget the realities and their position they have, of course, maintained over the decades, which is very much clear and undeniable? The current president, even when there was no so much pressure or subjugation or threat to his life, said that he did not believe in one Nigeria because of the perceived injustice netted on Ekwe Abiola by nullifying the supposed election that MKO Abiola has more popularity and has the tendency of uh, coming up as the winner of that election. It was annulled and eventual death of MP Abiola of blessed memory. The same people who said they do not believe in one Nigeria are the one now forcing, pressurizing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to still believe in the same Nigeria they said they never believed in. What an irony of life. What a tragedy. But then, even of most recent, you've heard several Nigerians, of course, who said that they are ashamed being identified with the country. When you travel overseas and other international communities, you see how Nigerians have been treated as criminals, as fraudulent, as corrupt, with the highest corrupt tendencies. Do you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to identify with such system? What was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's position or inquest in the first instance? His initial demand was to create a viable system, a society where people could be proud to identify. He demanded for restructuring. He demanded for resource control, which have turned a deaf ear, of course, to his demands as the only way to address the nagging issues within the Nigerian state. It fell on the deaf ears. They disregarded that. And but today, all these demands is now starting at everyone. This is the same way people are clamoring today. We want resource control. We want to balance tax reforms so that people within a locality will enjoy certain percentage of their resources, of course, through tax, uh, uh, remittance, and all that. These are indirect way of calling for resource control, for restructuring. This and many more was the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he wants to build a system where things will be functional and will be working for the common good of all. But now the same people who deny that, who oppose that, are now turning back to enforce or pressurize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept the same nation, the same country they rejected long ago, and they have the opportunity because of the corrupt endemic system entrenched within the Nigeria. They can pave their way and have, of course, their say at the end of the day. But then, asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to drop Biafra would be very unfortunate and very problematic or mischievous when it comes to reasoning, the sense of reasoning and logic. There is no logic behind that argument. On what basis did you want him to denounce or renounce the agitation for the Biafran state, of course, which had been restored after the declaration in Finland of most recent? Now, asking him to denounce that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just a single person and has no power to renounce the agitation or quest for the Biafran restoration. He's just a one-man squad, even a messenger for the Biafrans, as he has maintained that he is a messenger for Biafrans, and he will not disappoint the Biafrans. In as much as they do not disappoint him, he will never disappoint them unless they disappoint him. But that is the reality on ground. Which of the Nigeria you want him to, of course, impress after dropping or renouncing the Biafran? Biafran has been in existence 3.5 years, of course. So whether he renounces the Biafra agitation, that does not stop the quest for the agitation for the restoration of the sovereign state of Nigeria and the among the Committee of Nations. Just as you have seen, his absence have not hampered the struggle or their quest for the agitation. He stepped out after his extraordinary rendition. Simon Ekpa emerged as the circumstantial leader, and today history is made. And momentarily, Simon Ekpa is on national assignment as the lead. And now, the next person, Dr. Ngozi or Rabeze or whatever, Dr. Ngozi is now in the helm of affairs. So, Biafra is an ideology. You cannot gag it. You cannot swallow it. You cannot, destroy it. It's an ideology. It runs in the veins based on the experience, based on history, and based on what
Free Mazi Nnamdi, free Mazi Nnamdi, free Mazi Nnamdi. But Nigerians don't want to free. Is it when maybe when the Biafran army now, I maybe that DSS officer and Baja Sacheba and Ombe, or the Combe Hagi could release this man? What is this man's offense? Just because he's fighting for freedom. That's all. Nothing else. They wouldn't work him mad for years. Now they want him to denounce Biafra. Why? For what reason? After he has gone this far. After people have detained him for long. After people have mesmerized and tortured him. After people have neutralized too many Biafrans. And now you want him to denounce it. Lie. It's either you release Nnamdi or there won't be peace in Nigeria. Mark my word. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.